Are we all met?
Well met.
Yes. Pat. All right. And now we're going to hear from Jim Hancock. And I just want to say that the first teaching job I ever had, I was in Edith Skinner's training in the summer, thanks to Peggy. And I got a phone call from Jim saying, would you come and teach movement? You'd be an adjunct professor. It would just be teaching the sophomore movement, and you would get $9,000 for the year. And I went, $9,000? That's more money than I've ever made. And so I came, and I got to sit every day in first year grad movement and take copious notes, and then teach, not every day, it was 3 times a week, and then teach 2 classes consecutively of sophomore movement. And it was the greatest, yeah, Barrett, it was the greatest experience of my life, and it got me on my journey between him, and then the next year I got a job at University of Nebraska that's teaching voice. And so my life I owe to these people, and here he is now.
I don't need that. Don't I need this?
Oh.
Well, I'm not a talker. I'm sure you know that. So you're not going to hear my life story, because it's not that interesting, except to me. I'm going to start where I started, and that was when I sort of fell into SMU, which I entered with more passion than intellect. And I came in with my approach to movement, and it was different than any other person that I knew who taught movement for actors. So I stepped out on that limb and trembled a lot, and often fell, but often knew how to get up. Because all of you teach you how to get up, right? You have to bend those knees and elevate and move and all those things. So I began to explore where I was going, because I didn't think I knew enough. I didn't think I was ignorant, because I did come in with some experience, but I really didn't think I knew enough to lead you into what was termed a professional acting program. So thanks to Jack Clay, who listened to me when I said, Jack, I've got to go study Aikido. He didn't question whether that had anything to do with acting or not. He just said, okay. And I said, I think I need some help. He found money for me to go study Aikido. I didn't know why I did that either. I had heard that Aikido is a martial art, and that sort of interested me, not a lot. But I also knew that the type of Aikido I wanted to study had to do with breath. And I knew that too many people, particularly actors who are under stress, don't breathe. So I thought, well, hell, I'll go learn how to breathe. But I have to tell you, when and I stayed in the man who ran the dojo in San Francisco. And everyone starts as a beginner in Aikido. And that means that a black belt can be your partner. And you can be thrown many, many times on a tatami mat. And I don't know if you ever fall on a tatami mat, you don't have much cushioning. And I've always been a little skinny. I have a lot of bones that sort of stick out. But anyway, after the first day, I came home and I thought, I think I'm going to die. I couldn't breathe. I was so sore, I could not breathe. And I thought, shit, I came to learn to breathe, and now I can't breathe. So what am I going to do? So I lived through it, and then brought back to SMU what I knew of breathing and some of Aikido I integrated into the program. That was only one thing. Then I went off to, I thought, well, when you do a period piece, people don't know how to walk, how to sit, how to handle props, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I didn't either. So I thought, I better go study that. And I found a teacher in California and a teacher in Massachusetts that taught me period dance and movement. And it became a passion for me. I really felt I had met my passion. And it is to this day. I still work with people on period movement. And I studied, I worked with the Austin Shakespeare Company, who decided that I was the only one who knew how to handle a handkerchief and where it was supposed to be. And so it's been great fun. I'm not going to give you a chronicling of what has happened since then. I do know that I need to give Jack Clay my deepest gratitude. I sort of agree with Dale Rose because Jack was always there supporting me. I'm not sure that he knew exactly what I was doing in class. And I wasn't either, so there you are. But I do know that basically I fell in love with each of you. And I really mean that. There are three things that are guiding my life today, and those three things are gratitude, love, and compassion. I have tried to put those into my life, but I realized that those were three things that have guided me throughout my life. And sometimes without me knowing it. I knew what love was, but I'll tell you, I discovered love at SMU because I met a student there whose name was Susan Zeter. And there was something about her that was sort of magic. And she was intelligent, she was funny, and years later, as she was working on her doctorate, she would come back to visit because her family lived in Dallas. Not because of me, of course, but we began to enjoy each other's company. And then she reminded me of something that I'd forgotten. She said, I had to marry you because you're the only person who gave me a B in graduate school. And it is true. And so when she got that, I actually should let her tell the story because she's better at it than I am. But she came to my office and she said, Professor Hancock, nobody hardly ever called me Professor Hancock, but I had just got my grades and I noticed that I got a B in your class. And she said, I think maybe that's a mistake. Would you check that out? And I said, well, no. I won't check that out because that's what I gave you. And she said, well, I did everything that you asked of me, I think. I said, yes, you did. And she said, well, so what's the problem? And I said, well, basically, I thought more of you and your ability to do the work than you thought of yourself. So let's see what you can do with that. And she just sort of looked at me blankly and turned and walked out. Well, it's interesting that I jumped to University of Texas. And the first year I was there, I was teaching graduate actors, and a primary actor in the program, apparently at that point, got a B. Well, he had never gotten a B. And he was just sure that I'd made an error. And so he came up to my office and he said, I need to talk to you about my grade. I said, no, you don't. You need to go talk to Susan Zeter. That's true. Well, he knocked on her door, and Susan said, come in, and he said, well, Jim Hancock said I should come and talk to you, and I'm not sure why. And she said, oh, my dear, have a seat. You got a B, didn't you? So, I don't know exactly what this leads to, except to say that standards were high at SMU. And some people struggled, and sometimes I was there, hopefully, for those who were struggling to help you get through hard moments. And if I was there for any of you, if you'll remember that, I am privileged to have been there. And I am privileged that you're here. I can't believe all of you came for us. That just is amazing to me. But thanks to Judy's persuasion. Because when she said, would you come? And I said, no. I really did. And then she said, well, let me talk to Susan.
Always go to the B student.
That's right. It took some persuasion, but when she started telling me all the people that were coming, I thought, oh, I can't miss this, because I might not be around to miss it later. So I better take advantage now. And I am privileged. And I really love you. Thank you.